what's up, friends? We're back at you for the mix-up episode Dose 2. Stacy Costantino. We got Stacy Crumbaker and Char Costantino.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm mixing it up.
I'm your sister.
Yeah, I know.
We have the same last name.
You just made it public. Everyone has to know that. Anyways, wanted to come at you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our last episode. And today we're going to come hot at it with, this is Char's topic. She thought this would be good to discuss today. And her doing a lot of listings and working with a lot of sellers. A lot of her sellers are moving out of the state, out of California that we live in currently. And I think our topic, our topic today is where's California sellers moving to? Where are they going?
Well,
right into it. Let's do it.
I think a lot of the people that are moving are actually like the baby boomer generation, which is your generation, and they're moving out because they can't necessarily retire in California with taxes and whatnot. But as a buyer's agent, I am working a lot more with younger people who want to be in California for jobs because that's where the jobs are. Your people, your baby boomers, your people are moving because they're done with their jobs here in California and they're retiring. So it's not like I think Californians are leaving, but the baby boomer generation is the largest generation ever. And I think that's a huge chunk of people are leaving.
So is it because they don't want to have high property taxes and have to pay out their retirement packages on these property taxes, and they're going up and up and up in California, and that's why, Char, or?
Well, I think Stacy hit it kind of on the head. It's basically retirement. So I have a lot of my clients that I've sold, several homes to as they've aged and have children, and now they're at that age where they're retiring, and they're looking at all their options. And to tell you the truth, they're just thinking, that, hey, 30, 40 years ago, this is a changed community. It's not like, Mayberry where they, could leave their doors open and the safety. And
I think it's like a baby boomer.
What's Mayberry?
Mayberry. It's the Andy Griffith show.
This is all relevant.
So that was like the perfect world back in the 60s. He lived in that perfect little dome of family living. And where you knew your neighbors and you made apple pies and all those good things. But anyway, so, but the point is that we don't live in the same place that we grew up in, and it's changed. The freeways are impacted. You're leaving your job based on all the years in seniority. So now we're moving on in life and can't retire here. It's too expensive.
Well, I hear you, but still, we just had a record year.
Right.
I know if Carrie was here and she was sitting into this topic, she would debate against what you're saying, because a lot of her buyers and sellers are still staying within the market. Granted, probably a lot of her sellers are in the younger generation, in the young 40s and 50s. Your generations are in the 60s and 70s. There are people still buying, and there are people...
And there always will be, because we're California. Because we have the weather, we have the industry,
with the beach and the mountains.
We have a great, state. But for the baby boomers, they're looking to say, okay, I have limited income. I only have so much money a month. I like to travel. I like to have a nice home. I don't want to give up anything or my lifestyle that I have here. But listen, you can go to Idaho and Colorado and
Arizona,
Nevada, and you can find a beautiful home on land overlooking a lake for as much as you would pay to live here in a home that they can actually have paid off. And then they get to travel and they get to have, the life they wanted to end their golden years in. So I do see their side of it, and I have worked with so many families that have moved, and they're so happy. And I think that they were very glad to leave California only because it just got so expensive, and the cost of living is high, gas is high. There's a lot of things eating up that dollar that they, only have now to live on. I think that's the bottom line.
So who's buying? If we have people who've gained wealth and have done well in this state, why are they leaving, but we have buyers in 30s, 40s, and 50s still purchasing?
Because this is where their job is.
It's their job.
Okay.
And then, of course, my generation, that's why they were here all these years. Is that it's their job.
And their families and schools.
So it's not really such a big deal where's Californians moving to. I feel from what you're hearing, from what I'm hearing, that this is just a revolving trend.
Just a natural progression.
Excuse me, it is. But we are the largest generation moving through a system. We are the baby boomers.
Yeah.
So we have the largest population moving. We moved through the school system. They had to build schools. They had to build hospitals. I mean, we created this huge movement.
So what's going to happen when you guys all move out?
And now our movement is moving to another...
So what's going to happen when everyone moves out? You guys have the largest generation and they all lived here. Now they're all moving out. We've made bigger hospitals, improved our roads, 9 different lanes. Okay, so they all move out. We still have buyers moving in. Is there going to be a void in the housing market now?
Well, there's been a little bit of a void in the generation, but the millennials are coming through, having babies again. So they're now kind of restarting that
Not
process.
as many kids these
But
days.
not as many, but they're having lots of kids. More so than the generation prior. That middle generation, like as you said. So no, I think it's like a recycle. It's just different. It's never going to be the same.
Okay.
But in real estate, in my generation, I'm working with their kids buying their first home. Stacy's doing a great job with finding the perfect home. My clients are downsizing, and in fact, not all of them are moving out of state. Some of them are just downsizing to a golf course.
They want to be closer to the grandkids.
See, that's what I was thinking.
And the grandkids, or the other opposite is where all of the kids moved to where the parents.
A lot of my friends went to college in other states, New York, Florida, and then they met a girl or they met a boy. They planted roots there, and now their parents are retired here. They want to be close to the grandkids, so they're moving out of state.
Right.
Yeah. And I've seen both of those.
Yeah. So sometimes the jobs of the grandkids move the grandparents.
So no one should really worry about the news feeds and LA Times and everyone, talking about everyone's moving out of California. There's a crisis going on. I mean, we do have crisis going on with different things in our state, property taxes, homeless, stuff like that. But for the most part, what I'm hearing is this is just something that's naturally going to happen. You guys get older, people will fill the void,
right,
and so on, right? Mm-hmm. All right, okay.
So it's still good no matter what, but there is something changing. It's just that sometimes people wonder like what's happening. Like you see it on the news and you kind of wonder, is that happening in our community?
Yeah, I know, I hear you completely. Well, we didn't get into it that much. Everyone's still alive on this episode. But stay tuned to next week because I can't guarantee you anything. Hope you enjoyed the mix-up. Hope you enjoyed the topic. We will see you next week.
And if you have a topic that you're curious about each one of us, how we actually interact with that topic, please put it on our site or on the
comment below,
sorry, and then we'll get back to you and then we'll bring it on to you.
There you go. You heard it straight from her. All right, guys. You guys have a good one. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.